Hi, I'm Gandalf Clark.
I'm Ellen Clark. And we're the Clarks. Alright guys, this video is going to tell you why we have not been online forever and ago. We have recorded 2 videos that were recorded after this video, but we wanted to put this video up just to let you guys...
You keep saying after when it's before. We
right.
recorded them before the video.
Before the video.
You keep doing that.
You're talking to a woman who is disabled.
I'm talking to a man that's disabled, so...
First of all, we are going to be working on our business full time, like we said when we started these videos.
Right.
But we were very distracted by what we're calling now a failed project on our side, but not for the person who we helped. We were helping someone who was living with us. We were helping them get their life together. And in that regard, that person has received many rewards. First of all, David Trone, I'm just going to put this out there. Anyone who lives in Maryland needs to vote for David Trone because this person was injured by public storage. I'm going to put that out there. I don't give a shit about public storage. I'm just going to put this out there. They were injured at work, and then public storage fired them for being injured. And they would agree with me.
Well, actually, we don't know that for sure because of everything that happened. We know that he could be a bit belligerent.
He could be. He could have lied.
He could have lied.
But David Trone reported public storage to the Department of Labor. And because of everything that went down, this person had their workman's comp immediately approved. Now,
not that they were getting payments right away, because of course the company was fighting it.
Yeah, that's a normal thing. We actually have a friend who works with us, who's on disability and everything, who had to fight for years to get that. I remember going to court with our friend and fighting. They were thinking,
say his name. He wouldn't mind.
Rob the Dice Man, our editor.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
We went to court for him, and
I'm gonna tell you right now, he is a really good teacher. He is a really good editor.
Yes.
And he is one of our best friends that we've known for over 20 years. Okay.
We love our Rob.
We love him so much. He is such a great person. Okay.
So with Rob, his employer, he was attacked by a patient, and his employer was saying that he was actually working with his back injury. Now this dude, when we met him, he had already been injured. And I remember we were role playing. Man, we were kids back then.
In our 20s, yep.
He would come to role play, and he would need 3 people to help him get out of this back brace. It was metal and plastic, and it had all these bolts in it. He was so injured, and all of us would take turns taking care of him. We would bring him his drinks and his food and help him get to the bathroom and everything. And still to this day, he uses a cane, has difficulty getting up the steps.
When it rains, he can't do anything.
He is paralyzed. He is completely paralyzed. We have been his friend for so long, and he has struggled with the services. But our dear friend David Trone has helped us, and he's helped our friends, and he's helped our family. During the pandemic, he had a dedicated email, a dedicated phone number, and anyone in Maryland who is in his district could just pick up the phone and be like, I'm having problems with unemployment. Gandalf has the name Gandalf, and they were like, this guy's not real, even though he'd worked all these IT jobs that were as a contractor, and anyone who works in IT knows that it's a contractor thing.
For the most part, yeah.
And when you're a contractor, you get laid off because the contract ends. You got to go work for somebody else. So Gandalf has had a lot of unemployment situations. Even though he had dealt with the state of Maryland so many times, they were like, nah, you're not real. But David Trone's office helped him. He helped me. I was in this really weird situation.
I don't know what the fuck unemployment's problem was at that point, but I'm not afraid to talk bad about Maryland unemployment because I'm never going to be on it again.
But they approved everything. They sorted it out. We even had to do these in-person interviews and everything. But
you had to do that.
David Trone's unemployment coordinator helped us personally, helped our friends, parents. We had this whole like group. We had a Reddit group. We had like so many people that he helped personally. And the other cool thing about David Trone is that like I have written him so many letters, and I actually get letters back. Like, Ellen, thank you so much for writing to me about LGBTQ, about gun issues, about women's rights, like all the things that I want to talk to him about. But also I've shared with him like my personal struggles, my feelings, and just like how afraid I was when Roe versus Wade, when Roe was overturned. I, had these personal problems that I've even shared here on this channel. And he's just completely amazing. But back to why we hadn't been making videos.
Yes, the roommates. The last video we did, the very last one that you guys would have seen on here.
Yeah, that was September,
I don't even remember
right?
what we were talking about,
October?
but I think it was like October.
Yeah.
But he was getting high, and he decided that he couldn't wait till we were done our video to freak out about being high. Okay. Now, this guy had gotten high before, and sometimes it was fine, and sometimes it was like this. Really, he should stay off the weed if it's going to do this to him, all right?
Yeah, we told him, we're like, dude, you should not
Stop
be doing
weed.
this.
You're not gonna. It's not gonna help you anymore. It's not gonna help. It's only gonna hurt you. It's not like that. A lot of people are able to do it, and it's fine. But there's also a lot of people who aren't able to do it for whatever reason. And I don't hold anything against them for that. I mean, yet we are weed advocates, but at the same time, if it doesn't work for you, we're not going to judge you for not doing it, just like you shouldn't judge us for doing it.
Right. There's many people who have paranoia, and if you have really strong paranoia, you in particular
and our nephew
kept
saying, our nephew, after he was gone, our nephew was saying, he was a really paranoid person, and the way he explained it, our nephew explained it, it was like, it made a lot of sense to why he was acting the way he was acting. Basically, what happened was he interrupted our video. We didn't feel comfortable or safe doing any more videos after that. And then when we had to make him leave, because he was accusing us of stealing money that there was no way we could have possibly stolen from him. Yeah. We had even given him $400 to his car, which we're never going to see back. And the thing is, it was our last $400 because we're on very limited income right now. And he just, and then we kicked him out. We had to get the police involved because he was bitching and whining, and we got the police involved. We got him out. He came the next day to get his stuff. The police were there all day for that too. Now, of course, we found out later they weren't supposed to do that because he had rights, I guess squatters' rights or whatever, but or tenants' rights. But he never paid a dime of rent. I mean, he gave us $500 at one point for his phone and stuff like that, and to pay our phone and everything, but then we gave him $400 back. So really, the entire time he was here, he gave us about $100. Right. And a couple things to sell on eBay that were kind of
really small things.
Small things, yeah. Not. I mean, there was one kind of big thing, but it didn't sell for a lot.
Yeah. But honestly, through the whole experience, we learned a lot of important things. Number one, do not help people who don't help themselves. Like, we were tethered to this person where we were not getting any work done. And one of our friends had a really strong heart-to-heart with us last night about how, they love that we're such caring and loving people and that we really get into our projects and everything. But we can get super distracted by trying to help people. And it's really not good to help people who don't help themselves. Like with our friend Rob, we've helped him. He's helped us. We've had this great relationship. And that's a great balance to have. But when you try to help someone who doesn't help themselves, they take over your life. And you just don't want that. So
he didn't know how to do anything.
He didn't know how to take care of himself.
Without Ellen, he wouldn't have gotten anywhere with this stuff. Yeah. He wouldn't have known to contact David Trone. He wouldn't have known any of this stuff. He wouldn't have been able to get anything. He would still be, I mean, I don't know if he's gotten paid at this point. We haven't checked.
I hope for his sake that everything works out. I hope him the best in the future. I'm glad that he's out of our house.
But there was one other thing. Yeah. I remember being on that month we kicked him out, a little before that, when we gave him the $400, I was with him when he was called and he was paying his car and everything, okay? Then he lied to us when he came back. I'm sorry I'm late getting my stuff, guys. I just came back from my car being repossessed. Like,
he was such a liar.
Such bullshit.
But,
okay, he lied about not having a kid when he actually did have a kid.
It was
He lied about so many things, and honestly, we should have seen through it a lot sooner.
We should have. We were dumb.
Where we're recording now is his old room. This is our recording studio now.
We have this great room as a studio now because we emptied it out to prepare for him moving in. And now we have this great room as a studio. We took all the walls and we put padding on it, and then we took blankets like this and we put these on for extra recording. During the pandemic, we had, before the pandemic, we were working with some clients who had given us a bunch of projects. We, on our ACX, which is Audio Creator Exchange through Amazon, we had over 70 contracts that we were going to fulfill. And unfortunately, because our voice actors got sick, we weren't able to fulfill those contracts. So during the pandemic, we decided, let's write our own material so that eventually...
Which, I mean, we already had, because we have the web series. We have the web series, which you can listen to, which is a really fun listen.
So for the past few years, we've been working on our own material. And now we have a space, we have this great space to record our audiobooks. Now, we do have some audiobooks out there right now. Some of them we don't get anything for because they paid us for it at the time we recorded it. But some of them we get like pennies on,
And some of them, it used to be really a lot of money we would get from them, are now taken down because they were copyright issues.
That's the problem.
That's why we want to do our own material.
With AI, with people stealing stuff, that's another reason we wanted to create our own material. The number one best-selling book that we had, the audiobook, was the Cannabis Cookbook Bible. And I've been trying my hardest on social media to find all the posts of the Cannabis Cookbook Bible. The other day, I came across one of the posts, and I was trying to tag it. Oops. I was trying to tag it so that I could delete it. And I put here, and one of my friends is like, oh, that's such a cute picture of you with marijuana. And I was like, oh my God, I'm trying to delete this picture because I keep finding these in my memories and everything. But that's why we're working so hard on these cannabis projects. I'm creating the Ellen's Edibles Cookbook, and we also created the Cannabis 101 Guide, which is digital, by the way, and only $1 on our website. For now. It may go up in price later because we are working with some vendors that are interested in our project. So get it now while it's cheap, while it's really easy to get. You just download it. It'll be on your phone. You can look at it when you go to the dispensary. But when you, this person who lived with us, they did not practice good cannabis hygiene. They would take cannabis and then they wouldn't wait the 2 hours that you're supposed to wait. They would have more and more and more cannabis, even though we told them, you need to wait. You need to wait until this cannabis is, effective.
They didn't understand
They didn't understand. They didn't read the booklet. That's what I mean by help people who help themselves. You have to really, don't put your energy into things that are not worth it.
There's something else, too. Mm-hmm. This person, out of a vengeful spirit for us kicking him out, he had access to our OneNote with all of our story canon for The Immortal, our main book that is based on the podcast, but is so much better.
Yeah.
Okay? They went and deleted stuff. Luckily, he wasn't as smart as Ellen, because Ellen was able to undelete it and we moved it to a more secure location.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he really tried to screw us. He tried to threaten us. He sent us a threatening email talking about how we weren't ever going to be able to get the Immortal done because he was going to tie us up in court for putting him on our food stamps, which, it wouldn't have worked unless you fucking signed it, you moron.
He signed a document saying you wanted to be on our food stamps.
He was such an idiot.
Shop.
I mean, he was such an idiot, okay?
Yeah,
he was so stupid.
Shop.
Such a stupid person.
Yeah.
I don't know why we were ever friends with him, to be honest. He was just so fucking stupid.
Honestly, the thing is...
We just felt sorry for him.
That when I met him, I wanted to save him from losing his life to suicide. And that's, that's a really difficult topic for me because that's how my brother lost his life. I felt really bad for him. You know, my brother was a veteran, and that really tugged at the heartstrings, you know. We should have seen all the red flags. We didn't feel safe. We had to get him out. And honestly, that really took us away from our work, and it made it so that we both had more and more health issues, and it wasn't good. And
especially with helping him move here.
Yeah.
And when he left, we weren't allowed to touch his stuff, but we did get his stuff together so he wouldn't be going into our bathroom or our fridge or any of that stuff, because we wanted him to get his stuff and get the fuck out. I didn't want his stuff. I got enough of my own stuff that I'm trying to unload. And anything he's given me has been sold now, or is in the process of being sold.
My arms and legs have been in a tremendous amount of pain, and I don't know if it's the fibromyalgia. I don't know if it's Crohn's, sarcoidosis. I just did some blood work at the doctor's today, but I am not letting any of that stop me from fulfilling my goals. And Gandalf and I are both in this wonderful program for our business, to help us to make it as profitable as possible through the state of Maryland. And, you know, Gandalf is going to be my caregiver. He's been approved for that, to be able to take care of me.
Yeah, that's one more thing I need to tell all you guys. I've officially retired from IT. I'm not going back to IT, not after what happened in the last job, not after everything I've been through in the past 10 years. I'm done. I've been doing IT. I had been doing IT for about 20 years, and honestly, there was always some reason the job ended that was some bullshit that most of the time had nothing to do with me. Yeah. And most of the time had something to do with the boss changing and them deciding, oh, you need to have more qualifications, which, hello, I'm disabled. I can't really do that. I can't get more certifications, okay? The guy who hired me at that job was a good person, but then they replaced him with a jackass, and he decided that I had to get more certifications in order to keep my job. So I couldn't keep my job at that place.
One thing is you were being aged out of your profession. Yeah. The other thing is that you were being put into circumstances where you were experiencing traumas.
Right. And I was almost attacked by someone at one of my jobs. Where I worked with where they worked with disabled people. I'm not going to say the name of the company, but some of you know what I'm talking about in Frederick. It's run by Shepherd.
Don't say anything like that.
All right.
So basically the point of the matter is that I actually need a lot of care every day, and I can't lift really heavy jugs or anything like that. I can't even cook a meal without Gandalf's assistance. So I need him here to take care of me, and that's all been approved. We've submitted all of the work schedules, the paperwork. So we're able to fully focus on this now. I know we spoke in our previous videos about how we were doing this full time, but we didn't have all of the direction.
Right.
Now we submitted the paperwork. I've also gotten out of my mom's estate, which was a complete nightmare.
We weren't going to see any money from that.
You know, my mom was an alcoholic, and she didn't do her taxes for like since 2015 before she died, and she called me the year before she died, and she's like, I have lung cancer and I'm not going to make it, and no one loves me and no one's going to take care of me. Will you do it? So Gandalf and I put in 4 years. We put in 4 long, hard years of taking care of the estate, and one day I was like, we can't do this anymore. We can't dedicate every
Well, it was really a matter of the whole thing that happened where we told the lawyer, we said, we need to be reimbursed we need money for ink and paper for all this stuff we have to print out.
Yeah, we need money.
And he said no, and we were like, okay, then we're done.
We're done.
We're done.
We're done. They want us to print each week over 20 pages of stuff and postage and all of that crap, and it's like, you're not giving us any money. We are disabled. We need money to do this. And we were using our own money to pay for all of this stuff.
Yeah, money that we got from selling shit.
Yeah, from selling our own stuff. Now, we don't mind selling stuff, but the thing is, shouldn't someone who actually has money do this? So yeah, we wanted to let you guys know why we were neglectful. We wanted to let you guys know we haven't done these videos, but we have been working on our stories. We have been working on all of our other projects. We did hire a voice actor to help us complete the podcast. I'm sorry, the podcast is now called the web series. In order to save money, we took it down as a podcast, and now it's just the web series.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. So if you go to B13 Books, you can click on web series. If you go to our YouTube, you can listen to our web series. That is our canon.
Right. Now, there are 11 episodes up right now, but we are eventually putting a 12th and final episode up. Okay? We had a lot of problems during the pandemic with people leaving for different reasons. Some of it was some of it was sickness, some of it was political divide, some of it was just, a person being an alcoholic, It just was a lot of reasons why we had to go in a different direction and hire different voice actors. And it's taken us this long. It's been 4 years since we put out an episode. Mm-hmm. And the reason is because these people quit on us, or we had to walk away from certain people, and that was it.
The entertainment industry is a fickle place. And, during the pandemic, we watched many entertainment companies have a lot of challenges, and that actually helped guide a lot of our decisions. Like when we saw the Star Wars Gina Carano situation.
Oh, boy.
And there was the whole situation with, what was that Marvel show that I loved?
Yeah, pretty much be woke or don't be part of our company.
Be woke or, yeah. And, even what I wrote on my Facebook today, it's private to friends only, but basically I wrote, a trans woman is a woman, a trans man is a man. If you believe anything else, get the fuck off my page. I'm tired of dealing with this because, I do not want my trans loved ones to unalive themselves at any moment. And I'm tired of this. And I'm also tired of these political people thinking that they can make decisions about my body, about Gandalf's body, about any bodies that are in my life or anybody at all. They want to go around and say, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to have vaccines, but they want to make a decision about reproductive health. And I don't think that's right. Okay? I think that everyone should be able to make decisions about their entire health. And so this is a channel, Content with Courage. You will be hearing the whole story here. One of the biggest challenges that we have as Battalion 13 being Content with Courage is that we're going to turn some people off. But you know what? The audience that we have is going to be strong. It's going to be a community. And that's what we found in our friends. The people who are with us, they are strong, they are fierce, they are warriors, and those relationships have gotten so strong. And we know what our priorities are, we know the people that we want to be around, and we know the life that we want to live. And that is really,
That's really important.
That's really important. And we have, what we want to do every day, and we want to keep doing these videos for you. I know we're going to do it. We were so inspired by Dylan Mulvaney. Yes, we're going to do one video a day, and it just didn't happen for us. Why? We're spoonies. We're disabled. We have these problems. But also, we had all of these things in our life that came upon us, taking in a person who was suicidal, having the estate, having all these disabled situations, and feeling like we were hostages in our own home. It was not fun at all. Every day waking up to someone who was complaining and whining and basically making it our problem. Their problem's our problem is basically what I want to say, and taking us away from our work. But now...
Yeah, I don't know how many times I was writing and I had to tell him, dude, I'm writing right now. I need you to leave. I need you to be quiet and let me write.
We would feel like parents, and we would say, go up to your room, go up to your room, go up to your room. That was the only way we could get anything done, and it was just so much.
We're not taking in any more roommates.
Yeah.
We're done with... We have a small... We are in a small... Well, not a small townhouse, but it's small compared to some. We have an addition as well for our living room, and that's nice. But we are in a small house with only 3 bedrooms. It's great for us. It is not good for anyone else to live here. The only room we had 2 roommates while we lived here. One was fantastic. That was my sister. Okay, she was a great roommate. But after 10 months, it felt like 2 months too long. and it wasn't her fault. It was because we wanted our space back.
Yeah.
And this guy who was living with us, he was an idiot and an asshole.
Well,
and honestly,
he got jealous if you and I wanted time alone.
Right, we wanted time alone, and he got all jealous and shit. It's like, what the fuck? We're married. We're married.
We love each other. We've been together forever. We wanted.
And that was he went to see when he stormed off to go to his parents' house that weekend. That was when we realized we needed our space back.
Actually, this is what I describe as the final straw. We love our city so much. And
oh yeah, the Hood College thing.
He had gotten a job at the Hood College. We love our city. We love our colleges here. Many of our friends have graduated from Hood College, worked at Hood College, related to Hood College in some way. And he was going to go and work there for a few weeks and then quit. And I was like, this is not a person that I want to be associated with.
Yeah, because he talked about moving back in with his parents to take care of his mom who was sick. And
You're going to screw over.
That part is respectable. Taking care of your parents, that's great.
Yeah, take care of your parents.
Screwing over a Frederick institution, no fucking way are you doing that on our watch.
These are beloved places to us. We even have been working on a project that we had to set aside for a while. Fall in Love with Frederick. It's in editing right now. It's a poetry book where Donsk and I wrote poems, and Jinx and me and Donsk have all taken photos to go along with the poems. And then when people come to visit our beautiful city, they can pick up this book and have a beautiful piece of the city to take home with them. Or even people who just love the city like all of us who just love Frederick so much. We're one of the top 10 cities in the United States to come visit. And we want people to come here and have a beautiful book to take home with them.
Yeah, I mean, Jinx is constantly taking pictures and stuff.
Yeah, their pictures are so beautiful. They're such a great
photographer.
Go to Kaiju Tea Party. I'm going to put that in the show notes. Kaiju Tea Party on Instagram. And look at their beautiful photography. Jinx has been experimenting with so many different types of photography. Their photos are so beautiful. I have cried. They have brought me to emotion with their pictures. They've even experimented and taken pictures of cannabis with us. They don't partake in cannabis, but they have been able to capture the beautiful flower and even gotten down to the beautiful beads of water in the flower of the cannabis. And art brings out this beautiful emotion, and they say, I'm just learning to see the story of the art in taking pictures. But they've been working for a large corporation for many years doing color correction and editing, and their heart is so beautiful, and they can see, the world in a way that is just gorgeous. I hope for them that their photography business explodes, because they are just one of the most talented people I've ever met, and I'm so grateful to be working with them.
Same.
So, I love my team. I love everybody that I work with, and I'm so grateful to be over that trauma. We also, unfortunately, lost our baby kitty, our Carter.
No, she wasn't a baby at this point.
She wasn't a baby, but,
She was 16, and we all got a stomach virus, and unfortunately, it killed her. We had to have her put down because she was in so much pain, and I've never been present for that before, and now I have that. I know what that's like, and it's a very heavy thing to do.
It's very hard. Yeah, Emma first got sick, and she's the spokes cat of dinner time, and and then Artemis was sick, and then Carter got sick, and we got them different types of food. We syringe fed them and everything. We gave them the Pepcid AC like the vet told us, and we were sick. We got diarrhea, and it was just really bad, and we were all just sick for a few weeks. And unfortunately, Carter with the kidney disease, we had gotten her through 2 full years of the kidney disease, but they said that the numbers were really, really bad when we took her to the vet, and then when the vet came here for the euthanization, he was like saying that her heart had already, her murmur, first of all, was extremely loud when he listened to her heart. And then also he said that it was slowing down already. She was already, unfortunately, on her way out. We miss her so much every day. But, you know, we had a little party right before she passed away. She loved everyone so much, and she was even sitting right in front of the door,
waiting for people,
waiting for everybody to come over and visit. And anyone who came over, she would just love them. She would sit on their lap. She never knew anything but love, except for Ryoki. Yeah. That was the only thing. But when her brain wasn't working right, unfortunately. Somebody accidentally gave her drugs that they shouldn't have given her. Yeah, they dropped their pills and they didn't find all of them, and we stumped her. We got her to the vet right away, but unfortunately, her chemical brain makeup was changed. But Carter was definitely one of the best cats there ever was, and we used to joke around that she had an enlarged heart because she loved so much. You know, it was like she was the Grinch after her heart grew 3 times. But she would just sit right on our chests and just, you know, purr away. And when she was a kitten, she'd come up and bat her eyelashes. And she was small enough to fit in the palm of my hand. First got her. She was just such a sweet baby. She came to us in Union Bridge. Yeah. The only good thing to come out of Union Bridge. We finally finished editing a story that, you know, we took some pieces of Carter and we put her into this one story that we wrote. It's going to be in this anthology called The Yule Logs. That's actually going to be the first book that will be coming out this fall/winter. And that's why we have our Christmas tree is still up. It's going to be up all year long. And all the pieces are in editing. Some pieces are ready for table read. And we're really, really excited about it. It's going to be our first fiction book to come out as Battalion 13. The story is called Christmas at the Kane House, and it takes place in the early 80s, and the main characters, I mean, Darian and Matt and Maddie are in it, but they're really just mentioned. The main character is Sam, Darian's older sister, and her brother Sean. Those are the main characters. So if you listen to the podcast now... sorry, I keep saying the podcast is the web series. If you listen to the web series now... It still says Welcome to Battalion 13, the podcast. It does, so it does. So if you go and you listen to that, you will get a background on who Sean and Sam become. And it's interesting to write, you know, the story about them being kids at Christmas in this Yule Logs, because it's like, how did they interact when they were kids, and... how does Sean talk about the dreamscape as a kid, and how did Sean and Sam relate to each other in this fashion? I don't want to, spoil anything. I'm only telling you things you already know from watching the web series. But, you know, there's going to be one Battalion 13 story. Actually, there might be more than one Battalion 13 story in the Christmas Chronicles. And there's a story that's going to be by one of our guest authors, Bill Nedro, who is the author of Joy of Joe-Con, and he's also written some G.I. Joe stories. So it's going to be really exciting to share that with you. I have not read his story yet, but all of the editors that have gushed over it. I cannot wait to read his story. I'm looking forward to reading that one too. But yeah, that's what we've been working on, and we're really excited to bring all of that to you. And we have a couple more YouTubes that we have recorded, and we're going to send some teasers out there. so that you guys can get excited. But we just wanted to let you guys know what's been going on with us. Sorry this video is so emotional, but we are raw. We are content with courage. And we want you guys to know the full story and what is going on. And just like Dylan Mulvaney inspired us and she told us everything that was going on with her, we want to be real and fresh with you guys. So we thank you for tuning in. We thank you. Please like our page, subscribe, and hope you guys have a good weekend.
Share far and wide.